Now, how would you describe the famous Thatcher effect?
Yes, you get the country to bend over and you give it one until its eyes water.
It was great, actually, when she became Lady Thatcher, because then she sounded like a device for removing pubic hair. You couldn't take her seriously after that, did you?
It's true. Absolutely. The Brazilian Lady
straggly
Thatcher.
Pubic hairs with the Lady Thatcher, you know.
We need a Margaret Thatcher.
It wouldn't be...
Here is the Thatcher effect. Do you now know what it is?
Oh, I know that if it's just right way up, she's too frightening, so we have to put her that way.
Well...
The eyes look the same upside down as they do the right way up. No, they only look sympathetic.
It's an interesting point. Now, what it is, it's our ability to read faces. Some people in the audience, some people at home may have noticed that on one of those pictures, two of the major features of the face are actually inverted in her upside-down picture. So if we were to turn them around now, you'll see what you were looking at was that.
Burn the witch!
This was Peter Thompson at the University of York, largest plastic bottom lake in Europe. Sorry, it's just...
You said that for a bet.
No, I knew someone who went...
I'll be able to get it in.
I knew someone who went to the University of York, and every time he said he was there, he couldn't help giving this fact. He didn't know that he told everybody this entirely banal, hopelessly uninteresting fact. And so he went, I can't help hearing the phrase University of York without going, largest plastic bottom lake in Europe. So anyway, Peter Thompson at the University of York, largest plastic bottom lake in Europe. Wouldn't it be awful if we discovered it's now been supplanted by some other lake, plastic-bottomed or not?
In what way would that possibly be awful?
Well, it would just be so sad for York. What does it have it to boast now?
There's a bloke from the University
of York, third largest plastic-bottom lake in Europe. It just doesn't have the same
bloke
name.
from the University of Baden-Baden.
Hello? Oh, grossen lake mit de biggen plastic.
Right.
Haha, York. Haha.
So there we are, that's the Thatcher effect.
We can only do it when the face is the right side up.
He discovered that when it's the right side up, we'd instantly see which items are upside down, but when it's then turned upside down itself...
I'm racking my brain trying to think of any kind of application, short of you're in the middle of a Soissons neuf, and then you turn and go, well, how is that? Oh, God, you're hideous! Jesus! You looked fine when we started, but this is ridiculous.
Application's hard to say, but as you know, these things sometimes emerge, and there, here, for example, is Alan. Turn it upside down, please, now. You never would have guessed, would you? That's astounding, isn't it?
That's a face you don't want to see after 69, isn't it?
It's a real worry. Facial recognition is indeed a natural human instinct. We see faces everywhere, in cloud formations and so on. Now, here's an equally famous face, but what happened to her eyebrows? Tell me.
They got repaired.
They're shaved off in a Henley count.
No, actually, I'm going to give you the points there, young Ellen. Yeah. The fact is, when the painting was painted in the early part of the 16th century, Leonardo painted a full set of eyebrows and eyelashes, and indeed Vasari, the great art critic and biographer of the Quattrocento artists, he said that they were particularly fine. He actually raved about the way the eyebrows were painted. But successive restorations had them worn off. They're now visible in X-ray, so it's provable that they were there.
So, when I go to the Louvre to see the great work, I'm not getting my full money's worth.
It's behind glass. Could you not, like, you know, paint onto the glass, just like a Groucho Marx set of eyebrows that you could, you know...
Which was done in terms of a moustache and beard by... Marcel Duchamp did that famous little moustache, and it had a weird nickname. You have to speak French for this, but it was called L-H-O-O-Q, which, if you say it in French, means she's got a hot ass. L-H-O-O-Q. She's hot at the arse. 90% of all the people who go to the Louvre Museum in Paris go straight to see the Mona Lisa, spend 3 minutes or less looking at it, and then leave the museum.
There's so much better stuff by
Yeah,
in the corridor leading up to it. There's
One painting.
amazing shit in there.
Do you know why?
Get me, I'm like Brian Sewell.
The University of Amsterdam used emotion recognition software to analyse the famous enigmatic smile.
Or
it showed...
looked at her.
Yeah.
Emotion recognition software. I don't know, my money's on board. What do you reckon?
It shows that the subject was 83% happy, 9% disgusted, 6% fearful and 2% angry. She was less than 1% neutral and not even a quarter of 1% surprised.
Sounds like a breakdown of the audience.
Yes! Now, at exactly the same time that Leonardo was discharging his commission to make the beautiful Mona Lisa, Michelangelo Buonarroti was putting the finishing touches to perhaps his most famous work, perhaps the most famous iconic statue there ever was, the David, of course. There it is, well, 3 of them. And the David is a representation of...
David who slingshot Goliath.
King David, who slew the champion of the Philistines, Goliath, exactly. What use did he have 200 foreskins? Shut up with your face! Yes, my dear.
Who cares? It's a feminist dream.
He didn't make his slingshot out of it, did he?
Oh, no, he didn't.
He deep fried them and invented hula hoops.
We said calamari there as well.
There was a rabbi who saved up all the foreskins for all his the moil, you know, the brists, and he dried them. He made a wallet out of them. Yeah, but it was amazing. If you stroked it, it became a briefcase. Hey, no! Sure.
You keep that up, kid, I'll have you playing the big rubbles.
Anyway, no, this is, we're biblical here. Who was David's great patron, and whom did he actually then succeed as king of Israel, king of Judea?
Saul.
Saul, King Saul, very good. Saul was, as kings did in the Bible, grew very jealous of David, although he was the one who brought him up from shepherd boy to great general.
I was going to say shepherd's bush. Did he come from shepherd's bush?
David Ben Jesse.
I can't slay these, father. What are you thinking about?
So Saul grew very jealous and basically wanted him slain in battle. So he said to him, you can marry my daughter, but as a dowry I want 100 foreskins from Gentile Philistines. And he went into battle, he got 200, would you believe? Then Saul gave him his daughter Michal in marriage, which is unfortunate end of the bargain, but there you are.
But once he's got the 100, why did he then think, sure, I must get another 100? You know,
101. I'll come on another one.
Yeah, you can't. They are very Moorish.
Couldn't you just...
They really are. They're like chocolate hobnobs. You can't.